It is the announcement that changes the entire future of Summer House. Kyle Cooke and Amanda Batula have officially separated after 4 years of marriage, ending the relationship that anchored the franchise for nearly a decade. But behind the polite Instagram statement asking for grace lies a much more complicated reality. The split comes directly on the heels of explosive new allegations involving a 6 a.m. disappearance, a mysterious night spent at a fan's apartment, and a heartbreaking admission about their lack of intimacy. This isn't just a breakup. It is the aftermath of a season we haven't even seen yet. What exactly happened to lead us to this moment? Was it the rumors surrounding the upcoming Season 10? Was it the pressure of the DJ career? Or was this a slow burn that started years ago? Today we are doing a deep dive into the official separation of Kyle Cooke and Amanda Batula, breaking down their emotional statement, the exploding drama regarding a fan's apartment that recently made headlines, and the history of a relationship that lived and died in front of the cameras. The announcement dropped on a Monday afternoon, a time usually reserved for business press releases, but for Bravo fans it stopped the timeline. Taking to Instagram stories, Kyle and Amanda shared a joint statement that was both heartbreaking and surprisingly self-aware. They wrote, "After much reflection, we have mutually and amicably decided to part ways as a couple. We share this with a heavy heart and kindly ask for your grace and support while we focus on our personal growth and healing." It is a standard celebrity breakup statement until you get to the second paragraph, where they acknowledge the elephant in the room. They continued, "It feels ironic to ask for privacy during this time, since we've always tried to be open and honest about our relationship, but your kindness and respect will go a long way as we try to navigate our next chapter." That line, "It feels ironic," is perhaps the most honest thing they have said in years. Since Summer House premiered in 2017, their relationship hasn't just been a plot point. It has been the central nervous system of the show. We didn't just see the polished photos. We saw the 3 a.m. fights in the kitchen, the tears during the reunions, and the stress of running a beverage company, Loverboy, as a married couple. Asking for privacy now is understandable, but for a fan base that feels like they know them intimately, it is a jarring shift. The timing of this split is critical. It comes right on the heels of the explosive trailer for Season 10 of Summer House, which painted a picture of a marriage on the absolute brink. If you have been following the news cycle, you know that rumors have been swirling for months, but the specific catalyst that seems to have reignited their issues involves a night out, a fan, and a missing husband. In the footage for the new season, we see Amanda Batula confided in her castmates, Kiara Miller and Lindsay Hubbard. She drops a bombshell allegation. She claims that Kyle fell asleep at a fan's apartment and didn't come home until 6:30 in the morning. For longtime viewers, this feels like a dark echo of the past. It triggers memories of Season 3, of the blackout nights, and the trust issues that have haunted them for nearly a decade. However, the story is not one-sided. Kyle Cooke vehemently denied the implication that he cheated. In an interview with People magazine, he clarified his side of the story. He admitted there was no excuse for staying out that late, but he was adamant about the details. He stated, "I want to be clear that I did not sleep at a fan's apartment. I was at an event that Amanda chose not to attend, which moved to a bar and then to an after party." He went on to explain that he doesn't use anything to keep himself wired, implying that exhaustion simply took over. He claims he fell asleep on a couch and woke up at dawn. He expressed regret, absolutely, but insisted that falling asleep on a sofa was the full extent of the betrayal. But in a marriage that has already survived infidelity, perception is reality. Whether he slept on a couch or a bed, the optics of a 43-year-old married man crashing at an after-party until sunrise, while his wife waits at home, speaks to a disconnect in lifestyle and priorities. And that disconnect seems to be the core theme of their separation. Beyond the specific incidents of late nights, the Season 10 previews highlight a much deeper, more systemic issue. They are two people pulling in opposite directions. Kyle has recently pivoted hard into his DJ career. For him, this is a passion, a new business avenue, and a source of excitement. But for Amanda, it seems to be another wedge driving them apart. In the trailer, we hear Kyle express a deep sense of loneliness within the marriage. He says, I played the biggest gig of my life, and Amanda couldn't care less. I don't know what matters to her anymore. This is a devastating admission. It suggests that the partnership, the team dynamic they always touted, especially regarding Loverboy, had fractured. If one partner feels their achievements are being ignored, and the other partner feels like those achievements are taking priority over the marriage, you have a recipe for resentment. Kyle even went a step further in the footage, diagnosing their problems with 3 heavy words: compatibility, chemistry, and intimacy. When a spouse starts questioning those 3 pillars, the foundation is already crumbling. It wasn't just about who stayed out late. It was about whether they even liked the lives they were building together. To understand the weight of this divorce, we have to look back at the journey. Kyle and Amanda were not an instant fairy tale. They met in the early days of the show, and their dynamic was often defined by Kyle's work hard, play hard mentality, clashing with Amanda's desire for stability and commitment. They got engaged in 2018, a moment that felt like a victory for their perseverance, but the road to the altar was paved with obstacles. They were originally set to marry in September 2020. We all know what happened that year. The COVID-19 pandemic forced them to postpone, trapping them in a house together for months on end. While many couples struggled during lockdown, Kyle and Amanda had to film a TV show during it. We saw the pressure cooker environment of the quarantine season of Summer House. We saw Amanda question if she even wanted to get married. We saw Kyle stressing over the potential bankruptcy of their startup. Yet they made it on September 25, 2021. In a beautiful ceremony at Amanda's parents' home in New Jersey, they said, "I do." It was a moment of catharsis for the fans. It felt like they had weathered the storm and come out the other side. They were the mom and dad of the Summer House. They were the proof that you could work through the messiness of your 20s and find stability in your 30s. That is why this split feels so heavy. It forces us to ask, were the cracks always there? In season 3, Kyle confessed to cheating on a guy's trip, claiming he blacked out. Amanda forgave him. They moved past it. But forgiveness doesn't always mean forgetting. The anxiety that Amanda often displayed when Kyle went out, the constant phone checking, the tension when he drank, those were scars that never fully faded. The new trailer shows Kira Miller suggesting Amanda give Kyle an ultimatum. It shows a group of friends who are no longer blindly rooting for the couple, but rather worrying about the well-being of the individuals. It seems that after 4 years of marriage and nearly a decade together, the realization hit that love isn't always enough to bridge the gap between 2 fundamentally different personalities. So what happens next? The statement mentions a focus on personal growth and healing. For Amanda, this might mean finding an identity outside of being Kyle's partner and the creative director of his brand. For Kyle, it might mean reckoning with a lifestyle that perhaps isn't conducive to the kind of marriage he thought he wanted. There is also the business aspect. They are deeply entangled financially through Loverboy. Untangling a marriage is hard. Untangling a marriage that is also a business partnership is a nightmare. It remains to be seen how they will navigate the boardroom now that they have left the bedroom. And of course, there is the show. Summer House has always revolved around their dynamic. A single Kyle and a single Amanda living in the Hamptons changes the entire chemistry of the series. There are reports of spin-offs in the works, and one has to wonder if this separation will lead to a divided cast or if they will try to coexist in the shared house as exes. This news is fresh, and the emotions are raw. For the fans who have followed them since day one, this is a sad conclusion to a long story. We watched them grow up. We rooted for them. But sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is admit that the chapter has ended. We wish both Kyle and Amanda peace as they navigate this difficult transition. As more details emerge from the airing of Season 10, we will likely get a clearer picture of the final months of their union. But for now, the party is over, and the reality has set in. What are your thoughts on this announcement? Did you see the signs coming in the previous seasons, or were you rooting for them to make it work? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite reality TV news. We will be here to break down every update as it happens.